Remember that time EPCOT took you to the future?
Today, we are talking about the rides of Future World.
What is Spaceship Earth? Spaceship Earth is all we have left, with the exception of one other ride, Living with the Land. These are the two rides, but we're not even getting into Living with the Land today because it's just too boring.
Spaceship Earth.
Welcome to Earth.
Is the ride in Spaceship Earth, as the name would suggest.
It's an Omni Mover ride in a giant golf ball. Can I say that? It's a golf ball. Right?
It is the giant golf ball in the sky.
Basically, what I knew as a child as the giant golf ball.
AKA the giant golf ball.
The snow cone of our dreams, Spaceship Earth.
So, guess what? I am gonna have to talk about things when I get the chance. And maybe someday we will get Living with the Land because Quincy loves boats.
And it has gone through some iterations, but essentially, it's a slow-moving ride that takes you through the journey of communication throughout history. I know, just riveting stuff you want to do on your vacation.
With Dame Judi Dench, which that's not what her accent sounds like at all.
Voiced, hosted by Old Deuteronomy. So that's pretty exciting.
I'm Judi Dench. We're going through the history of communication. Okay, don't put me embarrassing Judi Dench in here.
Judi Dench of Cats is the narrator of Spaceship Earth. That's a pretty cool get.
What if Judi Dench watches this? Dame Judi Dench, I'm sorry.
Spaceship Earth is an example of the original first wave of 1982 EPCOT Center edutainment.
It has that old EPCOT feel where we're learning about things and we get to watch cool animatronics and we get to go on a space journey and talk about the future, but also the past.
So the part of Spaceship Earth that stands out to me the most...
There's one moment that everyone should be thinking about as the iconic moment of Spaceship Earth. I'm gonna give you a second. Shout at your television. Remember Blue's Clues? Where they'd be like, what do you think? This is that moment. I'm just gonna look right at you. Hey, what is the moment in Spaceship Earth that I think is the most iconic moment? Shout at your television.
It's the boy shouting with the newspaper.
Justice for the newspaper boy. Justice for the newsie.
Nope, that's not it, Ricky.
Really love that chick with the yellow tights and the afro in the computer room.
And she's sitting there with her clipboard like, yeah, I'm gonna get these guys in space and then I'm going to the disco after this, okay? Because I work hard and I play harder.
Samantha, come on.
The Library of Alexandria burns, and there's fire smell that everyone loves.
James. Yes, James. Hooray! The Library of Alexandria burning. That's correct. Well done, James. The smell of the Library of Alexandria burning is the iconic moment of Spaceship Earth. People have made candles just to recreate that scent because they want to live in that moment. They want to live in the burning of texts and ancient documents. They want to live in this terrible moment in human history for losing knowledge. That is the iconic moment of Spaceship Earth.
There were talks before the pandemic about completely overhauling Spaceship Earth. And I was shook. Real shook.
I hope they've gone back to the drawing board, and by back to the drawing board, I mean I hope they've done away with those plans, right? Ripped them right off, scrunched them into a ball, and threw them into the rubbish bin.
The focus is going to be on the human story and storytelling, which is really cool because I think that's a core principle of the Disney company, and I also think it's something like I'm really passionate about, so I'm interested. And there's going to be a story light that guides it. And the only concept art they've released is in the Egyptian scene, and it does not look that different. So who knows what the scale of this is going to be? I assume a lot of the iconic scenes are going to stay the same. I certainly hope Yellow Leggings Lady is still there, but I'm pretty excited to see it.
And I hope custodians came in the night, picked up that rubbish bin and put it into a larger rubbish bin that then they took outside and put into a compactor.
I am excited to see how the changes bring Spaceship Earth to life because it needs an update. It's definitely your most like classic Epcot feeling attraction, and I don't want it to lose that, but I do think, you know, some light effects, some little pizzazz. They recently updated Snow White in Disneyland, which is an opening day attraction there, and they just added just touches of technology with some lighting effects and things, and it just breathed new life into it, but it still felt like a quintessential Disneyland ride. I hope the same thing happens here.
Hopefully shipped off to a burn site and then burned.
Yeah, I'm excited for the changes to come for it, but I also, I love it just the way it is. Love Actually style. Just the way it is.
Never to be seen again.
Leave Spaceship Earth alone. It's fantastic. The smell, the slow moving ride, the picture, I love it all. I'm a fan.
Well, thank you, Phoenicians.
Thank you, Phoenicians.
Soarin' to town. We are ready for takeoff.
Hello, and welcome to Soarin'.
In a few minutes, you will be airborne. But first, we have to go over these important safety protocols.
When the doors to your flight open, please take a seat and store all carry-on items in the underseat compartment.
Remove your hats and glasses, especially these little beauties.
Squeak, 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 son.
Oh yeah, have fun.
Soarin' is a hang gliding ride, which I know you didn't think that you needed, but you do.
Soarin' is a simulator attraction where you are simulating hang gliding. So you sit on these long bench seats that lift you up in front of this massive curved screen, and they sort of like tilt and up and down and side to side as you fly through different scenes across the world.
It is very relaxing, but there's like just a scooch of thrill. The music's beautiful. The wind in your face is beautiful. The smells. It's a really, really pleasant attraction. That's the best way to describe it. It's like, what's Soarin' like? Pleasant.
The ride system at Soarin' was definitely very innovative when it came out. It's a big deal. And I believe that the Imagineer that created that ride built the model with an erector set.
I love the story of this ride. An Imagineer was at home for Thanksgiving with his family and playing with an erector set and got an idea to pretty much create a hang gliding ride system.
Basically, the way it works is that there are 3 hang gliders sort of in a row. When the ride starts, think of like a crank arm that pulls these 3 sort of up. And so the front one goes to the top and the other 2 follow. And so now they're sort of stacked.
Soarin' has changed over the years because the original attraction was called Soarin' over California. So instead of seeing the Great Pyramids and the Eiffel Tower and the Great Wall of China, you saw only things in the state of California because it was developed for California Adventure out at Disneyland.
Oh, and you smell things too, like
Roses at the Taj Mahal. You get to smell grass in Africa. You get to smell water in the South Pacific.
not oranges anymore because Disney hates me personally.
There's nothing that compares to soaring over California, going over the orange grove. That smell, that experience of riding Soarin' California, flying over the orange grove, and just...
If Soarin' had a gift shop at the end that had candles of all of the scents that you got throughout Soarin', I just don't understand how they don't.
Would I go hang gliding in real life? Probably not. I am a risk taker up to a certain point. I'm not like scared of heights, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to go somewhere high in the sky with a little paper airplane to hold me up. So probably not. No, thank you.
Yes. I would go hang gliding in real life. I would be scared, but I have a feeling that I would never ever forget that once I did it.
I might be able to convince myself to go hang gliding with like a professional hang glider, but I'm not 100% sure. But I think I could. Maybe I'd go. I'd go if convinced. I could be convinced to hang glide. is the moral of the story. I'm not scared. I could do it. I would do it.
I've been hang gliding IRL. Let's go! I've been hang gliding in Orlando, Florida, no less.
Test Track was a favorite ride of mine as a kid. It is one of the only thrill rides, I think that you could say, that exists in all of Epcot.
Test Track is a ride where you are designing a sim car to go on the sim track and race around a little bit.
It's the fastest attraction at Walt Disney World, where you board a car and go speeds that are perfectly average for you to go in a car.
I love Test Track.
If you find it exciting that a car is going 55 miles an hour, whatever it goes,
64.9. I mean, that's really fast to go on a roller coaster.
that's just like a normal day. Is that exciting to you? Are you excited?
It's so fast.
Going like a highway somewhere. I promise your car could go that fast.
It's really thrilling. And you go around that curve and you're like, wow.
And you're like on the side. It's very thrilling. It's very fun.
And it's legal. You won't even, cops won't even stop you.
I feel like I'm going 4,000 miles an hour and my face is about to melt off.
They might pull you over for going 50. They'd be like, why are you going so slow? Stop doing that.
And you're like, woo!
Barely over school zone speed limits.
Woo! Woo!
Is your thrill ride.
A ride that replaced World of Motion. World of Motion was a ride in Future World that used to tell the story or teach you the history of...
So you design your car and you say like what color you want it, what it looks like, but then you also design like, do you want it to be environmentally responsible? Do you want it to be efficient? Do you want it to be powerful? You design your car.
The aspects are capability, responsiveness, efficiency, and power. And I usually like to make my car look silly.
When building my car, I usually go for power because I'm not a car person and I know what power is.
I usually go with like whatever's cutest.
I'm like, I want pink and I want flames on the side and I want some cool step ladders, and can I tie-dye it? No.
Responsiveness. Because it's not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond to what happens to you.
I always go for efficiency. Not only are you, probably conscious of the environment by doing that, but you're also conscious of how much gas you're using. I like the environment and I'm cheap.
It used to be that you were a crash test dummy and that you were going through different tests that they would put cars through. It was sponsored by GM.
I think that the original version was better. I'm just gonna come out and say it. And I know I'm not alone here. I know that I'm not alone in thinking the original Test Track was better.
In the old Test Track, the cars got really, really hot and really, really cold. And I think I've talked about this before on RGT, but I really liked that part. I liked when the cars got hot and then cold, and it doesn't happen anymore. And it like seems like it happens. Like it tells you they're temperature testing, but the room doesn't get hot or cold. And I just miss when it got hot or cold.
But I like this version better, I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I love the glow-in-the-dark Tronish type thing we got going now.
And I actually like the aesthetic of it, even though it's the second version of a new ride that replaced an original Epcot ride, which you know how that makes me feel. I like the fact that somehow the aesthetic has come around full circle and turned into an old school Epcot feeling. So I'm actually a fan of Test Track, and I'm a fan of this version of Test Track, weirdly.
Oh, Mission Space.
Mission Space.
Mission Space
Mission Space is sort of a nightmare ride that replaced probably my favorite ride of all time from any Disney theme park, called Horizons, which was very similar to another
Mission Space
attraction.
is a ride where you literally go into a space rocket launch simulator.
You are in like a centrifuge. Is that what that's called? The spinny thing? I think so. You're in a centrifuge, I think.
And you are launched into space, and you have a mission to go to Mars, to go to a particular landing space. And this ride, let me tell you something. This ride, woo!
There are a lot of people that, and I understand, that don't care for Mission Space.
I can't tell you the last time I rode Mission Space because I was so close to vomiting.
Because I don't get sick riding this ride, I really enjoy it.
Technology, incredibly impressive. It took them over 5 years working with NASA to develop this technology for this attraction. But my thoughts are it makes me want to vomit.
I love Mission Space. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. I wouldn't wait more than an hour for Mission Space, but I will wait like 30 minutes for Mission Space, which is pretty significant for that ride. I think it's super fun. It is a really cool simulation. I love the like feeling of the G-forces. It feels super cool.
Originally, when Mission Space opened, it was just one experience. It ended up being way too intense for a lot of people, so they opened up 2 different experiences. There is the orange mission and the green mission. The orange mission is what you would have had from the original. It is full-on intensity. You are doing the spin, spin, spin centrifugal system thingy majigger. Green version, you are not spinning.
Orange or green? None. I pick bypassing Mission Space and Test Track and going straight to Mexico. I'm gonna pick orange, as in blood orange margarita from the Tequila King.
I would choose green if for some reason I had to do it.
Orange all the way, baby. If you're riding green, good for you for listening to your body and taking care of your needs. But I just scratched myself in the face.
I go orange every time. I've never ridden green. Orange. Orange.
Would I go to real space? Absolutely not. No.
Yes. Yes, I would.
Just a lot of, I don't think so. No, thank you. I don't think I'm gonna be cut out for that.
Probably not, but never say never. I think now that Joe Rohde is designing a space resort, that it increases my interest.
And so I am so conflicted because I love Joe Rohde and his earring. Everything those two do are awesome. It's amazing. And part of me wants to see what experience he would craft to take us into space. But the part of me who got off that orange is like, oh, heck no. Heck no.
I'd probably go. I'd probably need a barf bag, but like, how often am I gonna get to go to space? I'm not Jeff Bezos. I can't just build a rocket. If someone said, do you want to go to space? I'd be like, who's taking me? Is Buzz Lightyear gonna be there? Will Poe Dameron be there? I assume both. So yeah, let's go to space. Bring me a barf bag.
Overall, Future World is always going to be the one that got away. Future World was my land in my park, and it is gone. It's not the same land or park that it was, and it will never be the same again.
Honestly, Epcot is not a park I go to for rides. Most of the time when I go to Epcot for fun, I don't ride a single thing. Maybe it will be with Remy and Guardians, maybe it'll be more of a ride park, but for now, for me, it's just like, if I get to ride one of these, great. If I don't, that's fine too.
The World Showcase is my favorite part of Epcot. If I had to choose between those two, I find that the combination of Future World and the World Showcase makes for an excellent Epcot day.
When you get to Epcot, if you want to experience what it was like to drive to Epcot, if you drive to Epcot and you're like, man, You know what was really fun? Driving to EPCOT. Have I got great news for you? You can wait in an hour and 15-minute long line to experience driving to EPCOT.
Hey everyone, it's Molly. Thanks for tuning in to this week's RTT. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. If you want more RTT right now though, click over here for a list of our favorite in-parks episodes. And if you want more All Ears, click over here to go to Epcot's current festival, the Food and Wine Festival, with me.